A person who was entering the property said that there's potential public order offences that have been reported. Therefore, I can require your details so that that can be investigated.
No.
I'd like to do that rather than arrest you so that we can deal with it now.
No.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're breaking down some important footage from a YouTube channel Alfie audit. This video provides a clear example of police overreach and legal misunderstandings in action. The encounter kicks off with officers trying to coerce the auditor into giving personal details, presenting it as if he must comply or face immediate arrest. As the video unfolds, you'll notice the officers struggling to back up their actions, even attempting to invoke powers they don't actually have. At one point,
Details, or I can arrest you.
Yeah.
So that.
What's the details? Can I have your name and address? Name and
Identify
number,
yourself, please.
officer.
Can you grab my phone
You
so
do-
that I can?
You've just seen us outside the police station.
Can you identify yourself,
Right.
please?
Can I explain why I've stopped
No,
you?
no. Answer my colleague's questions. Thank
Identify
you.
yourself, please.
A person who was entering the property said that there's potential public order offences that have been reported. Therefore, I can require your details so that that can be investigated.
No.
I'd like to do that rather than arrest you
No.
so that we can deal with it now.
No, am
So
I
let me just
committed a crime?
confirm.
Can you identify yourself, please?
You've not done that so far. Are you
Yeah.
a constable or are you in impression?
I am
That constitutes an offence because
11733.
Sorry?
11733.
right from the start, the officer approaches with an aggressive stance, presenting a false choice: give your details or face arrest. This is a classic coercive tactic. Under English law, specifically Pays Code G, an arrest must be necessary, not merely possible. Citizens are not legally required to provide their name or address unless they're suspected of an offense under arrest or in certain traffic situations. The officer brings up potential public order offense, but potential is not enough. Legal standards require reasonable suspicion that a crime is happening or has occurred. Threatening arrest or forced cooperation is a clear breach of due process.
173.
I don't
On,
need to
please.
provide my name.
Can you have my number? Thank you. Thank you. So at the moment, I'm going to talk to this officer here because he's the one who's approached us
A
at the moment.
possible public order offence.
For what? For
I'm
standing
just trying
outside
to-
the gate? No, I don't think so.
No, just due to an interaction you had with them. That's the report I've got from them.
What interaction?
You also get to report and tell me what you want. So
We don't want to
that's
say
fair
nothing.
enough.
Thank you.
There you go. If you don't want to
No
say anything,
comment.
but they did want to say something. So
Well, they're doing it now.
Unfortunately,
when a crime is
It's not a
reported,
crime.
that
Public
gives me
order is not a
powers
crime.
to A, stop and detain you, to deal with that crime, and if required, arrest you.
yeah,
My colleague now is just taking those details.
No.
that's a load
the
of crap,
report
I think.
was, and once I know more about the report, I'll be able to tell you more. However, until then, I'm going to take some details.
No, thank you. Not until we know more details, at
Okay.
least.
You've been threatening him or been intimidating people
No, I
coming in
haven't.
by putting a
Here, the officer claims he has the authority to detain someone for questioning. This is a major red flag. In the UK, police generally cannot detain a person just to ask questions. What is often presented as an invitation stay is completely voluntary unless the officer is exercising a specific power, such as a stop and search under Section 1 PACE, Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act, or placing someone under arrest. Otherwise, you are free to walk away. He cannot detain someone solely to probe a hearsay allegation. In effect, the officer is attempting to create a detention power that simply doesn't exist for general street inquiries.
cameras in
we
their
haven't.
faces.
That's a lie.
They felt intimidated
That's a lie.
by it.
Well,
That's-
They don't want to. They didn't ask for it.
Are you the feeling police then, are you?
The feelings police.
The feeling, yeah, because they feel intimidated. You have
if
to
people
deal
feel
with it.
intimidated and threatened by it, they don't like it.
Well, that's their problem, not mine
If
or
some people
yours.
intimidated you, you want to investigate.
No,
wouldn't you?
no, because
would.
I've already been through that one, and they didn't do anything about it. Right?
That's
so
you. But other people, if they feel
no,
threatened
the
or
police didn't do
intimidated,
anything about it.
they'd want us to speak to them on that.
Because
That's
it's the
what we're doing.
police, you're doing something about it. And we haven't committed a crime. There's no law against us filming.
No,
outside.
no, I'm not saying
So-
there's a law against you filming.
So we haven't committed any crime.
I don't mind you filming. Crack on.
and we're filming from a distance, and there's evidence of that
so
on my camera, his
their,
camera,
their
and
feelings
cameras
don't come
like
into
that.
it. Their
Why don't they?
feelings don't come into it
No.
because they're police. You have
says they're
you have a
police?
higher tolerance.
Who says they're police?
The control staff, whatever.
Who says they're
They
police?
work for the police.
Do you know who they?
The second officer steps in, claiming that people might feel intimidated. It's important to be clear. Feeling intimidated is not a crime. Under Section 5 of the Public Order Act, an offense requires threatening, abusive, or insulting words or behavior. Simply filming from a public place does not meet that standard, no matter how someone feels about it. Police officers are expected to have a higher tolerance for language and behavior than the general public, a principle recognized as DPPV Orem. In this case, the officers are attempting to police feelings rather than enforce the law.
Are you going up the hill?
Control
So
staff
do you
or
know if
the
they're civilians
police.
or
Some of
whatever
them
it is?
were
You don't,
police.
do you?
Some of them were police
How do you know?
because they showed their ID badge.
There might have been a police case though.
Oh,
There could be a civilian member of staff
well,
who
it
don't have
doesn't
crime
matter.
behind
They
them.
still have a high tolerance of
How do you know that?
because I do. You
Because
have
you do.
If I swear, if
Yeah.
I keep swearing, you can't do me for it because you have a higher
can.
tolerance.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Under Section 5 of the Public Order Act,
You have a higher tolerance
can.
if I'm swearing at you than I
Yes,
was
but you
swearing
don't
at
know who
public.
you're talking to in there, didn't you? You
Okay.
I wasn't talking to
You
nobody.
don't know who they are.
I wasn't
Right,
talking
you're
to
not
nobody.
We're putting the cameras in front of their faces. You don't know who they are.
That's a
The
total lie.
lady
What their
spoke
role
to
is.
me, so interaction, I filmed it, which I'm
Yeah.
not allowed to do.
Yeah.
So there is no crime here whatsoever.
If they're feeling intimidated by it,
okay, but under Section 19 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act, when a crime is reported, and I can
It's
see
not
you,
a-
This is arguably the most important moment of the interaction. Officer ARV6 cites Section 19 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act, claiming it allows him to seize the auditor's phone. This is a serious legal mistake. Section 19 does provide a general power of seizure, but only applies to officers lawfully on premises. It does not give the police the right to take items from someone on a public street during an encounter. Trying to apply a premises-based seizure power to a camera on a public highway is a clear misinterpretation of the law. And the officer had actually taken the device, it could have amounted to theft or trespass to goods.
seen already, I can take and seize any articles that may provide evidence of an offence.
And then I'll sue you.
So,
And me.
as I'm saying, you're saying you've recorded it, therefore that almost makes, I can 100% guarantee there's evidence on those machines.
But we didn't do anything.
Okay? So let us just have a chat.
Exactly.
Let's see what was going to happen. Okay? And we'll get to the bottom of it. We're not being argumentative with you.
You
We're
are, 'cause
telling
you're trying to,
We were trying to leave. I
we
didn't have an
told-
issue.
We
Hang
were
on.
trying to leave and you
Hang
stopped
on.
us.
And I didn't have an
Exactly.
issue.
Exactly.
However, prior
That's
to me
the issue.
leaving,
My issue.
someone reported, told us via the radio that they said that you were aggressive towards them.
Rubbish. That's lie.
Hang on.
Go and tell them the lie and
Does
do
it-
them for lying to the police.
Hang
then.
on. Hang on.
They felt intimidated, all right?
No, they said we.
Sorry,
see.
intimidated. Aggressive and intimidated. Okay?
Well, what an
However,
aggressive, that's a lie.
Listen,
And
you're
you got-
interrupting me now.
The officer explains that he is acting on a report alleging the auditors were being aggressive. While officers can investigate third-party claims, they must objectively assess what is happening in front of them. In this case, the auditors remain calm and nonviolent. Threatening to seize a phone to find evidence is essentially a fishing expedition. The officers try to reverse the burden of proof, demanding the auditor prove his innocence through the footage, rather than the police demonstrating that a crime occurred. The auditor is entirely justified in standing his ground. Handing over the phone here would have violated both his privacy and property rights.
I then get to come and ask you and say, that's what's been said. You get your chance to tell me.
Well, that's a lie.
Okay.
We
Nasty
didn't-
character, mate. Him.
That's a lie.
But when a criminal offence is being alleged, and one has, we are entitled to do that.
Look at that ugly face he's got. Do you feel offended by that? You shouldn't do. Just let them get on with what they've got to do.
So why didn't you stop outside the gate instead of stopping there?
That'd be more
Because we
appropriate.
didn't get told until we got there. But thank you very much for...
I bet that's a bit of a porky pie. Literally porky.
So can I report a crime?
If it's genuine,
Yeah.
If it's genuine.
I feel intimidated. And I feel that you're being aggressive, so I'd like to report that.
okay.
That's not reporting a crime, that's reporting a complaint.
That's a crime. You just said it was a crime.
The officer claims, I feel you are being aggressive. This is a familiar tactic used to justify an arrest for a supposed breach of the peace. But asserting your legal rights, refusing to answer questions, and filming police in public is not aggression. It's lawful civil resistance, while labeling the auditor's calm noncompliance as hostility. The officer is attempting to pressure him into submission. The auditor's composed demeanor, however, prevents the officer from claiming that a breach of the peace is imminent.